Beloved, pause where you stand, for this is no ordinary moment, it is a sacred clarion call from the heart of heaven itself. Archangel Zadkiel, the angel of mercy and transformation, stands at the threshold of your destiny, his violet wings aglow with divine radiance, his voice trembling with the weight of a message that could reshape your entire existence. Heaven has opened its eternal vaults, and a monumental transfer of $120 million has been inscribed in your name, sealed by the unbreakable covenant of the Creator. But if you dare to scroll past this, if you allow doubt to dim the fire in your soul, the miracle you've wept for in the silence of your nights will slip through your fingers like mist at dawn. Tonight, at precisely 1:11 a.m., the celestial gates will swing wide, unleashing a torrent of blessings from the heavenly treasury, etched with your name in letters of divine light. This is not a coincidence. This is not a fleeting thought that crossed your path by chance. This is the hour heaven has ordained as the pivot point of your life, a moment when everything you've endured, every tear you've shed, every prayer you've whispered in the dark, converges into a divine turnaround. Yet, even as these words stir your spirit, a shadow creeps into your mind, whispering lies. This is too grand. You're not worthy. Miracles of this magnitude are for others, not you. That whisper is the enemy's trap, a cunning deception, designed to steal the destiny God has already signed in your name. You have walked through fires that would have broken lesser souls. You've carried burdens in silence, smiled through betrayal, and clung to faith when the world mocked your hope. Every moment you chose love over hate, integrity over corruption, and perseverance over despair. God was watching. Every tear you hid, every prayer you uttered when no one else was listening, every time you lifted others while your own heart was breaking, the Creator saw it all. And now, heaven declares, your season of struggle ends tonight, but with every divine promise comes a spiritual battle, and that battle is raging now. In the unseen realms, Zadkiel stands with his violet flame blazing, cutting through the chains of delay, deception, and destruction that have sought to bind your prosperity. Demonic forces tremble in fear, desperate to keep you from claiming what is rightfully yours. Your name has been sung in the golden courts of heaven. Your case has been pleaded before the throne of the Almighty. Your reward is not on its way, it is here, waiting for you to step into it. But if you harden your heart, if you let skepticism cloud your spirit, this sacred moment will vanish like a star swallowed by the night. Tomorrow, you'll awaken with a heaviness in your soul, haunted by the regret of ignoring the divine voice that called to you tonight. At 1:11 a.m., a celestial transaction will bridge the spiritual and physical realms. It is written in the eternal scrolls that on this night, the wealth hoarded by the unjust, those who lied, cheated, and stole, will be redirected to the faithful, and your name shines at the forefront of that holy decree. The angels of abundance have been watching your journey. They saw you choose honesty when deceit was easier, forgiveness when revenge felt justified, and hope when despair seemed logical. Heaven owes you not because you demanded it, but because God honors your sacrifices. The Creator does not forget your loyalty. He does not overlook your endurance. And most importantly, the Almighty will not allow deceivers and thieves to keep what belongs to His chosen. You have been lied to, stolen from, and delayed. But Zadkiel roars across the dimensions, enough. This is not a moment to skim over. This is not a time to hesitate. Archangel Zadkiel pleads with you, his voice heavy with divine urgency. Your time of lack is over, but your response in this very moment will determine whether the floodgates of abundance open or remain sealed. There are envious eyes watching your blessing, lurking in the shadows, praying you'll dismiss this as just another message. They know that if you say yes to this divine summons, their grip of fear, poverty, and manipulation over you will shatter forever. You were not created to beg for scraps. You were not born to chase fleeting crumbs. God did not breathe his divine purpose into your soul for you to live in endless struggle, month after month, year after year. That cycle breaks tonight, but only if you take this seriously. Heaven is watching your heart. Zadkiel warns, the enemy launched countless attacks today to keep you from this moment. They wanted your distractions to win, your faith to falter, your spirit to grow weary, your phone glitching, your mind wandering, your heart doubting. These were not accidents. They were calculated assaults to keep you from this divine alignment. But you're here, reading this, because your soul cried out for a shift, and heaven has answered. The $120 million is not just money, it is divine restitution. It is the key to your family's redemption, the fuel for your God-given calling, the breakthrough that will shatter generational curses and set your lineage free. But an unclaimed blessing cannot linger. Zadkiel stands at the gate, his violet eyes filled with tears, for he has seen too many chosen ones miss their miracle through disbelief. Do not let this be you. At 1:11 a.m., the heavens will align. You'll feel it, a warmth in your spirit, a spark of certainty, a sign that defies explanation. It may come as an email, a call, a connection, a check, an idea, or an opportunity that shifts your entire reality. Do not question the how. That is God's domain. Your role is to believe, to receive, and to act. The fact that your heart is racing, that your soul feels a pull, is proof that this message is yours. You are not crazy. You are not imagining this. You are not being tricked. This is divine alignment, and the stirring in your spirit is confirmation. There was a plot against you, a hidden enemy who sought to curse your name, to bind your prosperity, to keep you trapped in anxiety and lack. They turned to dark forces, whispering your name in rituals of sabotage, but your spirit is cloaked in divine light. When they spoke your name, their words turned to ash, their curses recoiled, and now their schemes are unraveling while your breakthrough rises. But you must say yes now, before 1:11 a.m., or this window may close, and the blessing will seek another vessel. Zadkiel says, you are rare. After years of betrayal, poverty, and heartbreak, your soul still shines with faith. That is why I fought to deliver this message, but I cannot force you to act. You must choose. This is not a threat, it is a divine warning, spoken with love and urgency. One moment can unlock decades of favor. One belief can shatter 1,000 obstacles. One yes can break every chain. You have suffered in silence, but God saw it all. When others mocked your dreams, He was weaving this moment. When you had nothing left but hope, He was designing this miracle. When you nearly gave up last night, He was writing this message. Your soul has been waiting, and heaven is answering. Zadkiel pleads, do not ignore this. The moment will not return in the same way. Do not toy with divine timing. Do not dismiss what your spirit knows is real. There are forces that want you to remain bound, for they know that once you step into this wealth, you will fund ministries, lift others, speak truth, and break strongholds. You will no longer be controlled, and that terrifies the darkness. But heaven is fighting for you. Zadkiel says, I have waited for this day to see you rise. Do not shut the door in my face. Open this message with your full heart, your full spirit, and treat it as holy. It is timed. It is yours. God saw your tears when no one else did. He saw you hide your pain behind strength. He saw you lift others while your own heart broke. And he made a vow to turn your pain into gold, your losses into wealth, your struggles into triumph. There was an enemy, a man or woman who tried to block your blessing. They spoke your name in dark places, seeking to chain you to lack. They went to those who deal in shadows, asking for your prosperity to be bound forever. But your name is wrapped in divine fire. When they uttered it, their tongues burned, their rituals failed, and now their curses are returning to sender, while your destiny shines brighter than ever. But if you delay your yes, even this moment can pause. That is how sacred this window is. Zadkiel says, you are one of the few who still believe after being buried in lies, betrayal, and hardship. That is why I fought to reach you. But you must choose. This is your moment of destiny. One yes can unlock a lifetime of favor. One belief can crush 1,000 demons. At 1:11 a.m., something will shift. You may weep, you may tremble, but you will know this is the moment your life changed. This is not drama. This is not exaggeration. This is divine truth. The angels have waited for this hour. The heavenly calendar bears your name for this night. It is no accident you're reading this, it is alignment. God says, when others laughed at your dreams, I was weaving this moment. When you had nothing but faith, I was building this miracle. When you nearly gave up, I was writing this message. Your soul has been waiting, and heaven is answering. Zadkiel pleads, do not gamble with your calling. Do not play with divine timing. Do not brush off what your spirit knows is real. Prepare now. The $120 million is not just wealth, it is proof that God remembers you. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are chosen. The heavens are watching your response. This is your test. Zadkiel says, I've seen too many miss their moments because they doubted. Don't let this be you. You're reading this because your spirit cried out for a shift. And heaven has answered. This $120 million is not just for you, it's for your future, your family's redemption, your impact on the world. It's divine compensation, holy wealth, sealed under your spiritual inheritance. But if you treat this as just another message, you will lose it. Zadkiel says, I am begging you, listen. Not because I am weak, but because this is your final window before your blessing seeks another vessel. In the spirit realm, everything is alive, timing, words, blessings. If a chosen soul says no through disbelief, the blessing must move. So you must say yes now, with your heart, your actions, your faith. At 1:11 a.m., heaven will check who was ready. And if you pass this moment, the miracle will manifest in ways you cannot predict. An email, a call, a connection, a check, an idea, a sudden shift. Do not ask how. That is not your job. Your job is to believe, receive, and act. You are not crazy. You are not imagining this. You are not being tricked. This is divine alignment. And the racing of your heart is confirmation. There are forces that want you to stay bound, for they know that once you're free, you'll change lives, break cycles, and speak truth. But heaven is fighting for you. Zadkiel says, I've waited for this day to see you rise. Don't shut the door in my face. Open this message with your full spirit, and do not treat it like any other. It is holy. It is timed. It is yours. God says, I saw your tears when no one else did. I saw you hide your pain behind strength. I saw you encourage others while breaking inside. And I made a decision to turn your pain into gold, your losses into wealth, your struggles into triumph. I chose you because you didn't give up. And now I am testing your ears. Can you hear me through this message? Can you hear Zadkiel's voice echoing in your soul? If you can, then act. The moment you take this seriously, angels will move on your behalf. The enemy tried to block you, but your name is untouchable. Their curses have failed, and now your wealth is breaking free. But if you delay, this moment can pause. Zadkiel says, you are one of the few who still shine after being buried in lies, betrayal, and hardship. That is why I fought to reach you. But you must choose. This is your moment of destiny. One yes can unlock a lifetime of favor. One belief can crush 1,000 demons. One moment can change everything. At 1:11 a.m. the spiritual transaction will manifest. You will feel it. You may cry. You may tremble. But you will know this is the moment your life turned. This is not exaggeration. This is divine fact. The angels have waited. The heavens have aligned. God says, when others mocked you, I was planning this. When you had nothing but hope, I was designing this. When you almost gave up, I was writing this. If you believe in God, type Amen now. Let heaven know you are ready to receive.